Welcome back, everybody, to the channel and to episode 54 of the podcast. Yes, it's just me. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't know it for it. He didn't tell me, and I don't really care because it's none of my business. But Felix, my co-host of the podcast, live stuff, just something, happened, and until he says he's ready to come back, the door is wide open whenever he's ready. So that's why he is not with me. We're not live. Unless something changes, I'm not going to go live just by myself. I'm probably just going to record it and everything. But today is the start of the true NBA playoffs. We've had the play-in, but the playoffs are now. I'm going to talk about the wrestling stuff after the playoffs. So if you're here for the wrestling stuff, you might want to just skip this video a little bit. It's all up to you. But if you're into the playoffs, just like I am, I'm a big sports fan, easily. Now, talking about the playoffs, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, right? Yeah, those bums, they're chilling at the couch, watching it, just like, us as fans. And that's where they probably really deserve to be because OKC literally gave them every chance to try to do it, and then they just tanked. They literally they did a tank job. Like, I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about them because the teams that are in the playoffs, they won their games like they needed to, like the play-in and all that, and, number one seeds. All these teams, they're in the playoffs for a reason. They're playoff teams. That's a stupid quote I just did, but you get it. They are literally in the playoffs. And those are the teams we're going to talk about on this podcast. So we're going to start off on the east side. I joked around in the group message because Montgomery's a big Miami Heat fan, and they are going to be facing the Bucks once again. It seems like they can never get away from each other, like when it comes to playoff series, like recently. Except last year when the Bulls, somehow won a game because of DeMar, going crazy. But I know I kid around and said that no one's going to get a game off the Bucks if it was the Heat or the Bulls, but I do think Miami will get one. So I got Bucks in 5. I also have Celtics in 5 against the Hawks. Not much to say about these series. Now, could I see extending to more than Game 5? The Miami one, maybe. But the Hawks one, I don't know. It might extend more than 5, but I'm going to say 5. Now, this might surprise you, this one. So, you got Philly and you got Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a scrappy team. Very scrappy. Even after the trades of, Kyrie and KD and all that, they are a scrappy team. Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, you got Spencer, you got Claxton, who else? You just got a lot of guys that are scrappy, and they play their hearts out. That's basically what it is. Philly, a lot of people are high on Philly. They have looked really good, and Embiid's done his thing. James Harden has done his thing. He's more of a passer. He still gets buckets, but it's not, like he used to. He's older. I mean, just down to it. I got Philly in 7. A lot of people might have Philly in 5, maybe 4. I think Brooklyn's going to be a scrappy group. And if Brooklyn can add a very good piece to this roster they got now, it'd be scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I got Philly in 7. I really think Brooklyn's gonna fight hard, and that's why I really think I got Philly in 7. It could be 5, but I don't. I think Brooklyn's just gonna fight, and Philly's gonna get a scare, and whoever Philly faces, let's see, 3. Who would they be facing? Boston? Oh yeah, they lose to Boston. I'm just gonna say that right now. They lose to Boston. But I got Philly in 7. Knicks, Cavs. This is probably gonna be I'm gonna say this is gonna be the best series in the East. I could be wrong. It could be another series, but this is personally what I think will be the best series in the East. I got Cavs in 7. Cavs in 7. They got home court for Game 7. Honestly, if the Knicks had home court, I might go Knicks. I don't know. But I think the Cavs are poised to... If they can win this series, which I could see them winning in 6. I could see them going into New York and actually beating them. I think this Cavs team is really good. I know we'll just have to see how it is with Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs, with Garland and all of them. But I think this is going to be the best series in the East. I could be wrong, but going Cavs with 7. So let's go to the West side. You got the 4 and 5 matchup: the Suns and the Chargers. Oh my God, and the Clippers. I need to go to bed. So, I don't know how people think about this series. Even if I don't know if Paul George is coming back, I really do not care. This Suns team, I really like it, especially KD. I'm going Suns in 5 against the Clippers. 5. Denver and Minnesota. Nuggets in 5. I'm only giving them a game because of Ant and Cat. That's really it. At home, I'm giving them a game, so I'm going Nuggets in 5. And, Denver looked kind of shaky for a little bit of the last few weeks, so it might go more than 5, but I could see Cat, if Gobert's back, I can see both of them being in foul trouble with Jokic, because Jokic gets a lot of fouls. So, these next 2 series in the West is going to be probably the better ones for me personally, just to watch. Golden State and the Kings. Sacramento Kings finally in the playoffs. Shout out to them. Shout out to them, but man, did they draw such a bad first round thing, because this is their first playoff season forever. All these, young people they got, Fox, they got Herter, Murray, Harrison Barnes been there, but it's been a good while since he's actually been in the playoffs, I believe. I don't know, man. I think experience is going to get them, so I got Warriors in 6. I got the Warriors ending it on their home court. Like on the King. Wait a minute. No, it'd be their home court. I keep on forgetting that Golden State's a 6 seed. That is so crazy. Just to think about. And then we got Memphis and we got the Lakers. It's very hard to pick against a LeBron-led team, especially with AD. You got D'Lo, you got Reed. You got all these, Very good players. The Lakers did a fantastic... Look, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll be on the top of the line to tell you that the Lakers, when they did their trades during that period, and everything, they did a great job of doing the trade. I don't know what the Utah Jazz was thinking. Even though Malik Beasley, sometimes can't hit threes, they still got Vanderbilt in that. D'Lo's there from, you got Dan. They did a really, 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 really great job. But Memphis, man, Memphis, they've been there last year. They're trying to reach more to the playoffs and everything. Is Ja's mentality going to be all the way there? Even though, he's been back a little bit, I don't know. I mean, you look at it, their second best player, Jaren Jackson or Desmond Bane, they're 2-3, whichever way you want to put it. Desmond can shoot the lights out of the ball. Jaren Jackson, good on defense, but fouls way too much. Trust me, I would know. I had him in fantasy this year. So, with all that being said and everything, I really like both teams going into this. I think it's going to be a heck of a series, but I've got Lakers in 6. Lakers in 6. Now, Tyrell, everybody that's a Lakers fan in the group message, you can't, if y'all lose, don't blame it on me for my predictions. Please don't. Ain't my fault. But I went over the time limit to what I thought I was going to do. But, it's the playoffs, man. But this is the wrestling part. So, it's not going... I'm not going to take a long time talking about this. It's certain stuff I'm going to talk about. And that's it. So, I want to get a laugh out, that follows wrestling. Summer Rae. You remember Summer Rae? She's good friends with Naomi. She recently just said something out in an interview or something that she would want to join the bloodline. Summer Rae, that hasn't been on WWE television in forever, now saying she wants to be in the best faction in WWE right now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she meant that or she was just trying to crack a joke, but it's definitely a joke. Hopefully. I don't know. Becky Lynch, Trish. Trish turned on Becky Lynch. Now, since I haven't done a podcast with wrestling talking about it since me and Felix did our WrestleMania? Let me see here. Yeah, WrestleMania predictions and everything. So, while all that went down, Trish has turned, and they're going to save Trish and Becky for SummerSlam. Supposedly. WWE is looking to do Gunther and Brock Lesnar in the summer sometime. That needs to wait for WrestleMania. Unless they got bigger plans for Gunther. Chelsea Green was hospitalized with what was a bad stomach bug that I guess was going around LA for WrestleMania. I'm glad she's feeling better because she was back on television this week on SmackDown. Miro, a.k.a. Rusev. If you don't know Miro from AEW, it's Rusev from WWE. Soon to be back with the company here soon. Hope everything goes well for him. I've admired his work and everything, especially with WWE stuff. So I hope it just pans out and works good with AEW when he comes back. WWE, with them going to Puerto Rico, they are supposed to, with them just going there. This is not even gate stuff or anything. Just going there to make $1.8 million. For a show that's going to take 3-4 hours at the most. $1.8 million. And that's not even gate. That's not even merchandise. Whatever else. That's crazy. Now you understand how much they are making, dog. With the new deal and everything. Come on, man. Come on, man. But we do have some serious news. We got 3 big serious news, and then we're going to talk about the big old man ego. And I will say his name because he's officially back. And I will give you my thoughts about it. The WWE draft will be in 2 weeks, starting on SmackDown and following onto Raw, and that will be before Backlash. So right now, with their story, they're not really no storyline-driven stuff, really, except the Bloodline versus KO and Sammy and Matt Riddle. Excuse me, Matt Riddle is back. So that's why there's not a lot of storyline stuff. So draft in 2 weeks. Can't wait to see how they shake it up. Nakamura back on SmackDown. Good to see Nakamura back. Drew McIntyre. He blacked out his Twitter, removed all WWE stuff. He is negotiating contracts with them. Supposedly he got lowballed. Good for him for standing up to what he thinks he's worth. Especially if it's to Vince McMahon. God, I hate I had to say the name again. But he's back. So you're gonna be saying me and whenever Felix comes back to the podcast, we'll be saying his name a good bit because it is what it is. So I hope WWE and Drew gets it together, and I hope Drew gets what he's supposed to. Drew has been such a backbone, doing whatever they ask. Never got a proper WWE title run because of COVID, so he really deserves it, but I don't know if he'll get it. Last big topic, and then I'll talk about Vince. CM Punk, Tony Khan, Chris Jericho, the FTR, the Revival, and maybe others going to be in a meeting. I hope for their sake there isn't another damn brawl. Because it really does sound like Jericho does not like CM Punk. The FTR is neutral, but they've always liked Punk. So who are these maybe others? I don't know. But these grown men need to settle it out, and Punk wants to return. You can tell he does. Even if he says, nah, I'll be good without it. Nah, he wants to. He wants to. I really do hope he does. And they settle it for good. Alright, Vince McMahon. They sold the company to Endeavor that has UFC. So they merged UFC and WWE together in Endeavor. Cool, Vince got his, sold it. Got what he wanted it to be worth for. Even though it's not worth that right now. And pretty much he's back. He's not in the weeds anymore, like he said. He's in the higher ups. So, yeah. So, in the higher ups, it's meaning Roman, Cody, Brock, anyone else that's in the main events. Basically, I will say. Yeah, man. It really does suck seeing him back, because you could tell on that Monday night after Mania, that was awful. But the other shows have been decent, and you can tell it's been Triple H. So I don't know what Vince is trying to do here. I have no idea. He's doing some changing it. This is why we got Cody and Brock. There ain't no way Triple H would have booked something like that and had Brock turn it. No. That's a Vince thing. So, I don't know, man. It seems like we're going to get a mixture of both Triple H and Vince. We can tell when it's Vince, and we'll definitely tell when it's Triple H. But this has been episode 54 of the podcast. Talking about some wrestling stuff in the back end of the podcast, and at the beginning, we talked about the NBA playoffs. Let me know what you think of the playoffs and some of this wrestling news in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button. Greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button for me, please. I greatly appreciate it if you do. If you don't, it's all good. It's all good. It really is. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next time here on the channel. Have a great day, y'all.